Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and this is the best of the live shows.
I was calling in to talk with you a little bit more about botting. I know you touched on it a couple times in some of your videos. I want to know what the kind of current state of botting is like. I know MMO Glider's been down for a long time, and I know a couple of them come and go. You know, I was a heavy user of Mercury's MMO Glider and Pyrox for a while. I lost a lot of accounts, a lot of prized accounts, you know, using that stuff. But I'm not sure what it's like for other MMOs and other games in general. You know, Diablo or what have you. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that and kind of where it's going. If companies like Blizzard and Tryon are just totally taking them down, if there's any life left.
Well, I can tell you that I have some very recent experience with a bot. And I'll preface this all by saying that I'm not advocating the use of bots at all. I have a lot of experience with them. I used them in the past, and I decided that overall they're detrimental to the game, and that it may make a better play experience for the person using the bot, but for those around it, it is degraded. And for that reason, I do not advocate the use of bots unless they are sanctioned, which there is one game out there that I know that does sanction them, and they charge you a monthly fee, which goes to the game publisher.
That's not bad. That's not. What game is that?
I don't even remember the name of it, but it was one that I did. I looked at, and they wanted me to do a review on it, and I just decided that it wasn't quite the type. It was like a Facebook type game, and you could do automation of like cooking your stuff and you know, putting your recipes together, and then you would tell it, okay, you know, it's like you've played Minecraft, right?
Yes.
And so it's kind of automated in there where you can stack your oven full of, you know, the ingredients that you need, you know, your fuel source and then your food to cook it, and it'll sit there working on it. And that was kind of the way it was in this, except this bot you could pay, you know, 25 cents a day, and it would go out and harvest your crops for you. And or you could pay 50 cents a day, and it would not only harvest your crops, but it would bring all of your crops back, and it would mill them, and it would turn it into flour, and then you could bake cakes or whatever. And and an additional 25 cents, you could then put them on your vendor automatically. And so they charged for all these little different bits of automation. And it was a really interesting concept, free-to-play game, and it that was the only way that they made their money. So you could, if you were willing to do all the work yourself, then it didn't cost you a dime, and so it was quite interesting. Now, recently I encountered what they call an aim bot, and I've heard of it in World of Tanks. I've never tried one. I've heard of it, and in War Z, there is a company out there that's charging $11 a month to give you better aim. Well, the sad thing is that they're getting it, and so I do know that there's the game publishers don't want this, and they will ban you, and it is a violation of the terms of service for every game but that one that I know of. And would you believe that it's even a violation of service for eBay to use a bot on eBay and stuff?
Is that the same kind of like bots that are used on like Steam gifts and different kind of websites? I'm not sure if you've heard of Steam gifts, but
I've not.
People go on. You get points for every kind of time someone. It's basically a place to give out free games on Steam, and it's legitimate. But I've heard rumors of people using bots to you accrue a certain amount of points for however many submissions have gone on, and the maximum you can accrue is 300. So, you know, points are valued at, games are valued at different levels of points. You know, like Skyrim might be 60 points, whereas, you know, Portal might be 20 or 15 points. And so I've heard of people using bots, you know, I guess like how you referenced eBay, to go on there and just milk for everything they have, and kind of takes away from the people that are going on and picking out what they want.
Right. So. Yeah. Well, on eBay, they want a piece of it actually. If you're gonna, you know, to like shoot the bid, and everything. And so they want you to hook in directly into their API, into the pipeline, instead of just screen scraping with an application. And it's a bannable offense for some of those applications, which they deem as harmful to the community. So, I do have quite a bit of experience with bots, and
Sure.
and in fact, I even got sued by Blizzard, or I got deposed by Blizzard. Not sued, I got deposed, and which basically means I got brought up in front of lawyers who they subpoenaed me to answer questions for them truthfully, and then they subpoenaed a whole bunch of documents, and we had. Gosh, that case is all done and gone now, so I can probably say, what all we had, but I had 30,000 receipts we had to turn over. If I remember the number correctly, I think it was around 30,000, and that glider sold amazingly well.
Oh yeah.
And I was right in there in the very beginning of it. I mean, I think I was the one who gave them their first press and everything, and. Yeah, so we had to produce every one of those receipts, and for confidentiality, we then had to redact everyone's name, address, phone number, and IP off of every receipt, which left just how many of the product they bought and when they bought it and what price they paid. And so the receipts were really useless, but they wanted them anyway. And redaction cost me a lot of money. I spent $20,000 for really a 2-hour session in being deposed.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's very costly if you're involved with it on the business end, whatnot. And I think that Mercury spent nearly $1 million in legal fees trying to protect himself. Defend himself.
And it seems like that was just to defend himself, not to defend MDY or anything, right? Or to defend that too.
He was one and the same. So
Okay.
In the type of company that he was the company.
Okay, makes sense.
And that's just from a tax point of view.
Sure. I'm with you. It's. I used MMO Glider, WoW Glider for just simple enjoyment. First time was one of the huge big bang waves back when it was vanilla, and then again a couple times after that. But another time was just archaeology. I was just using it to build up my archaeology and get all the fun stuff. And I got caught, and that's the only thing I used it for. I didn't use it to to make money off of it. Just personal reasons. But broke the TOS and all that, and I guess I deserved it. But anyway. Yeah.
Well, I used a bot first when I started getting bored of World of Warcraft.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that actually added another 1.5 years of life to the game for me. And in fact, I went from one account to about 20 accounts. So.
I think that's what kept a lot of people playing. Mm-hmm. After I got banned, I stopped playing. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. Okay. Well, Houston, I look forward to meeting you on Sunday.
Definitely.
And so, take care.
All right. Thanks so much for the call.
If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. This sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So, just subscribe, that's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Marky Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe, and I would appreciate it. So anyway, that's all.